What's up, everybody? So today is Friday. You know what that means. Today, this is my first series of Top 5 Fridays. This is my first video of this series. It's basically doing blasters in a top 5 configuration of different categories, such as, revolvers, top prime, pump action of different Nerf series. It's going to be awesome, and I'm super excited to do a bunch of videos like this in the future. But our first category we're going to be doing are revolvers. No, not the big drum revolvers and these blasters. I'm talking about pistol revolvers. And this was a very hard list to make because number 2 and number 1 were super hard choices. But hey, this is my list, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So without any further ado, let's do this. Kicking off with number 5 spot, we have the Elite 2.0 Commander. This is actually one of the better Elite 2.0 blasters in the entire series, and from Wave 1 in 2020, because this is not really anything special. It's like a strong arm disruptor, but I actually like this and prefer this better than both of those blasters because the looks is a heck of a lot better. And I think I like the colors a lot more. It has that very nice, very futuristic vibe to it. And the prime is very smooth, just like the disruptor and strong arm. Performance is also very solid, kind of getting in the high 70s, low 80s. And the fact that this is better than the Shockwave is kind of interesting because the Shockwave did not have slime fire, while this does. And I think the slime fire works very well on here. The grip is very comfortable, trigger is very smooth, and it's very easy to access the cylinder just like the disruptor, but a little bit trickier because the disruptor's cylinder is a lot more open, and this does not have the pop out cylinder like the strong arm. So, and you got 1, 2, 3 tactical rails, a barrel attachment, and a stock attachment. So I think it's a lot better than the strong arm and disruptor when it comes to play value, and even the quality is a lot better. So the Elite 2.0 Commander, very solid blaster at number 5. Let's move on to our number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have the Night Tech from the Buzzbee line. But holy moly, this thing surprised me a lot. I think this is probably the most surprising blaster on this list because it is a pump action. This part does not rotate, but the part in the inside has a rotating mechanism inside, so it's technically not a revolver, but technically kind of is. Hey, I'm putting it on this list anyway, but pump action, 6-shot blaster, and the grip is surprisingly very comfortable for a Buzzbee blaster, not including this part, which you probably won't touch at all because the grip and this part, no, there's no way. The prime is surprisingly heavy for how much little draw there is. And the coolest part about this blaster is when you pull this, oh yeah, baby, you got a very cool looking scope. But not just a scope that has 2 LEDs in it, which the lights are surprisingly bright for what it is, for only taking 2 AAA batteries. It's not the best thing ever, but it is a very cool feature, and I feel like Nerf should make a light as good as this, because the Fire Strike, Night Finder, and Volt had a light, but it was definitely worse than this. But my light is kind of dying on here, Yeah. I think the Nighttech is a very solid blaster, and I think it's one of the most underrated revolvers, one of the most underrated Buzzbee blasters. Let's move on to our number 3. So coming in at number 3, we have the Nerf Elite Spectre Rev 5. Now you might be like, why in the world is this thing higher than the Nighttech and even the Elite 2.0 Commander? Well, this thing is not really going to offer a whole lot of performance value because, let's face it, it's a top prime 5-shot blaster with the same pop-out feature as the Strong Arm, and if you take the attachments off, it's about the same size. So why is it this high? Well, this thing offers a lot of fun play value to it. For one, it's a top prime blaster. The ergonomics are great, the grip is very comfortable, the top priming handle is small, but it is also very comfortable. The performance is also very nice too. It's about the same as, any other Elite blaster. But the coolest part is this barrel attachment is one of the coolest looking barrel attachments that I've seen so far. And you might think that this applies barrel drag and makes the performance worse, right? Wrong. Because the diameter of this barrel is a little bit bigger than some others, so it's not going to apply any performance decreases, which is awesome. And this, a foldable stock. Now if you have it out like this, it is wobbly if you apply a bunch of pressure to it, but if you don't, it's not that bad and you can keep it pretty stable. But just pull it out like that, it can fold, and then just pull it in, stays in the folding position. If you want it out, like that. And the length of the stock is really nice and long, so not the most highest performance blaster ever, but it has a lot of fun play features and value, which is why it's at number 3. So let's move on to our number 2. Let's get it. Number 2 on our list is the Nerf Mega Cyclone Shock. If there is one thing this blaster accomplishes, it is just sheer fun and sheer practicality. It is intimidating as heck. It is oversized revolver, but you got a top slide 6-shot revolver, but it fires the big bad mega dice. So the performance is very nice on this thing. It's one of the hardest hitting mega blasters, and it is just super fun. This is probably the second most comfortable grip next to the Rush 40, and this called a foregrip is very comfortable as well. Top slide is big and oversized. That also is very comfortable. No, it does not have slam fire, but just the sheer look, sheer colors, sheer intimidation, and the very cool handguard on this thing. Like, if there is one mega pistol that outshines the others, it is this one. So, yep, highly recommend you pick up the Cyclone Shock. But there is one blaster on this list that I find a lot better, and it was very hard between this and the number 1 spot. There is one particular con that this blaster has compared to my number 1, and that is this thing doesn't break like 24/7, but this thing is prone to breaking a lot. Like Tesla's Nerf has one broke, and I broke like 3 of them, 2 of them, and yet I didn't even try to break them. They just had problems with the rotation or the priming handle, or dirt got in it. So Yeah, it's definitely, you have to be careful with this blaster. You guys probably did not see this coming, but I'm guessing most of you did anyway. But number one, we have the Dirt Zone Blitzfire, and this thing is just absolutely awesome and fun. I really like the compact size of this thing. The grip is oversized as heck, and it is super comfortable. You get a top slide, while this piece sticks out when it's primed. The performance is very solid. It's not the highest performance revolver ever, but it is very good for a nice little sidearm, especially when you're in a war. No, it does not have slam fire, but the trigger pull is very nice and crisp while rotating the cylinder. Definitely better than something like the Maverick. It's a strong arm and disruptor. You can't really compare it to those because the trigger does not rotate when you pull that on those two, while it does on the Maverick. But the Prime is a little bit heavier than those blasters, but super fun, very nice compact size, looks great, has a very cool feature, and yeah, I think this is the best revolver on my list, and my favorite revolver of all time, and one of the best sidearms in the hobby. But yep, Dirt Zone, you win on this one. But comment down below, what is your favorite revolver of all time on this list? I'd love to hear your suggestions like this in the future. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, do all the algorithmic garbage to help the channel grow, help the hobby go, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.